eXchange webinar. We are just a matter of a couple weeks out in terms of full release with this product. So this will be our SNBX. Today we'll give you an overview of the product, maybe even some more details that we've shared with you before. We'll tell you a little bit about what you can expect in terms of availability. A lot of you guys have already ordered and have gotten in on our early sales orders, and then there will be another shipment by the end of August here if you want to get in on that. We'll also give you a live demo. We'll show you the box, and then I'll have Joshua Puckett give you a live demo of the user interface and all the different tools that you can expect. We'll also do a Q&A. If you do have any questions, please submit it into the question tab. Don't raise your hand or anything. We won't be able to call on you. Just insert your question there, and at the end, we'll try to file any questions that you have. And if you do have any questions after the webinar, email me. You probably have my email by now, or just product management at Patton, or anybody that you need to ask the question to. So the SNBX, the whole idea behind this is that it's plug and play. It just takes the stress out of choosing your own server. It takes the stress out of install of Windows 7, install of 3CX phone system. It's just making it easy. So this is great for anybody that's new to IPPVX installs. They're new 3CX partners because it just takes the stress out and it makes everything easy to use. This is also great for anybody who's advanced, maybe an advanced 3CX partner. Maybe you have your go-to server and you have your certain hardware that you select, but maybe in a larger install, something like the SNBX will be a great solution for you because it takes that Windows 7 install out, it takes the 3CX phone system install out, and just takes that hassle completely out for you. So again, this is a plug-and-play device. It has 3CX phone system, the free edition, installed already in the unit, and then it also has Windows 7 preloaded on the appliance. So the call capacity on this box will be up to 64 SIP calls with transcoding. That's what we've been tested comfortably at. We could probably extend that maybe a little bit. And then we can also do 128 calls without transcoding. We have not tested yet the 3CX MyPhone. I think that's still correct, Joshua, correct? So we have not yet tested 3CX MyPhone. We don't know what the call capacity would be there. We know it's a little bit different, but in general, we're going to be up to 64 calls with transcoding. As far as SIP extensions, 3CX does unlimited. We can do up to 500 SIP extensions on this appliance. So as you can see, it's really going to have more capacity than you'd ever need. MSRP for this box will be $849. If you want to look at the tiered pricing, you'll have to get in touch with your regional sales director, your Patton regional sales director. And release will be August 13th. That's the date that we'll have full release. And so our early sales units will go out right then, and then the next shipment will be the week after that. So just for clarification here, we get a lot of questions on this. The free edition of 3CX, if you're not familiar. So the SNBX comes with a free edition of 3CX, not the commercial edition. So this is fully loaded 3CX, but just all the features and the call capacity is going to be locked. So the free edition comes with 4 simultaneous calls. It comes with limited feature sets, so it doesn't have stuff like recorded voice prompts, ring groups, or anything like that. I'll just pull up the 3CX website real quick. You can actually go to their website and compare their free edition, which here it points out that 3CX doesn't give you support unless you pay for their commercial editions, and it also outlines the features that it does support, the features that it doesn't compared to the commercial editions. So jump back here. So getting blank. You getting blank screen there, Joshua? Yeah. Hold on. Pardon me for a second. All right, there we go. So again, the SNBX comes with the free edition. You're going to have to still sell and use the install key for the commercial editions if you want anything beyond the 4 calls, or if you just need the full feature sets that comes with the mini edition, which is, again, 4 calls like the free edition, but it unlocks the rest of the features. So the great thing about the SNBX is it does come with fully installed 3CX. You just have to unlock it with the license. So again, it's plug and play. Even if you choose to ship it just with the license, the customer or whoever's installing it can just unlock it with the license. Going into gateways here, obviously our hope is that anytime you sell the SNBX, it does go out with a SmartNode, whether it's our gateway or our VoIP router. Obviously 3CX and Patent has a very, very close relationship on our end. 3CX is one of our top IPPBX partners. A lot of times our gateway goes out with 3CX, and then on their end, we're one of their, I think, 2 preferred gateways. Actually, the majority of their preferred gateway models are Patent. So anytime 3CX goes out with a gateway, the majority of the time it's going to be a Patent device. So, anybody who's familiar with 3CX or Patent is going to be familiar with each other. So, so SmartNode Voice over IP Gateway, we're hoping will go out if in any case you need POTS line integration. So that's for the guy that's locked in a phone service contract or just comfortable with their traditional POTS lines. They don't want to make any changes. Or it's for the guy that just needs a couple lines for failover. So we're hoping that you'll use a gateway for that, or maybe for fax integration or legacy connections. Also, we do want to stress the SmartNode VoIP router, which we're really focusing on as the world continues to transition to IP. Our gateway business continues to grow, but we're really trying to focus more and more on these all IP environments where we can provide a VoIP router. In this case, we can provide QoS routing, so quality of service, transcoding, security, and just giving you that edge policy device for your all IP network. Oh, and Joshua will go into detail on this. The great thing about the SNBX, well, the great thing about 3CX is they have built-in SmartNode configs. On their website, they have about 8 or 9 pages of the preferred gateways where they have step-by-step how you can build a config within 3CX. But the great thing about the SNBX is that takes it to a whole nother level. The SNBX can actually install or build configs for any SmartNode model. It doesn't matter if it's your typical preferred gateway. It does any SmartNode model. And Joshua will go into detail on that. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off now to Joshua. This is the actual front and rear of the unit. He'll tell you, I want him to tell you a little bit more about what's actually inside the box. But just to give you an idea of the size, if you haven't seen it already at any of the events we've been at, it's about 7.5 inches by 7.5 inches and about 2.8 pounds. And then you can get an idea of the interfaces on this box here. But I'll go ahead and pass it to Joshua now. He's going to give you an idea of what's in the box and then also a live demo.
Hey guys, thanks for joining. I'm Joshua Puckett. I'm a technical product manager in the SmartNode and Voice over IP team here at Patent, and I've been overseeing a lot of the technical side of the SNBX about what it can do with the call testing and whatnot. So looking at here, we see the front and the back of the unit. Obviously, we've got some USB ports on the front. This is a computer. We're marketing it as an appliance, and it adds a lot of benefits as an appliance, but still, it's an x86 D525. Atom architecture inside there. It's a dual core with hyper-threading, and it can be used as such. So you do have that flexibility, the freedom to hook up a KVM or keyboard, video, mouse, or the USB and the VGA there on board, and you can use it just like a computer. So if you're more technical in your 3CX installations, you want to get deeper in the system, you always have that flexibility. For those that want to plug and play a very simple setup, who just want to make calls and want everything to work well, all you're ever going to need to plug in is that LAN port. Due to my web interface that we've designed here at Patent, you are able to get to the unit and configure IP addresses and backup settings all through this web interface that we've done here at Patent. So what's in the box as far as hardware goes, we have that D525, that dual core with hyper-threading that comes at 1.8 gigahertz, and then we've got 4 gigs of DDR3 RAM. It's a mini ITX form factor, so it's very small. It comes with a VESA mount if you do need to mount it on the wall. The entire casing is made out of aluminum, which really helps with the heat dispensation, so it doesn't get very hot. It's pretty handy as far as just sitting there, plugging in the Ethernet port, and not having to log it in again. And I'm going to show you briefly what the web GUI looks like and what it's going to look like in our final stage. You can see there Tyler's got a screenshot of it at the bottom right. But Tyler, if you can go ahead and hand off the screen to me, then I can show these guys the demo.
Actually, you're not a panelist, so.
Yeah, I'm Patent Electronics. Sorry about that. Can you see it, Tyler? All right, so here we go. This is what's going to happen when you log in and you hit the default port. And in order to get to your 3CX settings, it's nothing too complicated. You've got this right here where you're able to log in and control it just like a standard 3CX. Hold on, it looks like GoToMeetings zoomed a little weird here. Is that better?
No.
Give us 1 second, guys. It looks like GoToMeetings only looking at half my screen. Do apologize about that, but that's the world we're in. Nothing can go right.
Welcome to GoToWeb.
All right, guys. Looks like I just have a driver issue on my device here, so I'm switching over to my other computer. Do apologize about that.
That's past you.
Yeah, faster than me.
Which one?
No idea.
2. Rejected.
That's me.
There we go.
All right, sorry about that, guys, but here back to what the screen actually is looking like for me. So you log on and you've got this patent WMI. This is going to be based after our next generation of products. So whether they're voice over IP products or whether they're even our EFMD SLAM, this is the web GUI the patent is navigating to in our next generation. You can see here I've got my current IP settings and the ability to change my IP configuration on the gateway itself. When I log in here, I'm able to see the version number, things like that for tracking. If you do need to use your 3CX server, obviously you've got your configuration right there, and then you can blow this up to be the entire length of the screen. It is possible to directly navigate to the 3CX web interface if you know exactly what you're doing. Like I said, for that higher end user who's very comfortable in a 3CX atmosphere, that's not an issue. But for someone who's new to it, logging on for the first time, it's really nice because the 3CX reports is still just a click away as opposed to having to manually type in a different URL. You can see here the 3CX call reporter. Along with backup capabilities, one of the accessories we have here for the SNBX is a little $15 flash drive that comes in and it mounts automatically so that you can back up your 3CX right away, so that you've got your full configuration in case of a failure, or you can also schedule backup. So if you look in here, I can create these scheduled tasks to run regularly. Also, we know there's a limitation in the 3CX 11 where it can't do terminal adapters as far as configuring the SmartNode. So here we've got that ability to do that, so you can configure our analog or our digital terminal adapters so that they are able to work seamlessly with just one of the extensions in 3CX, and then what it'll do is it'll store the config here locally, and that will allow the SmartNode to reach out through HTTP and grab the configuration just like it was a provisioning server. And you can do that using our DHCP option 66 or patents redirection server if you're familiar with that. If you have any questions about either of those, feel free. We can take that offline, and I can walk you through that set. Also, the web server on here, such as user accounts and control, you're able to see that here. 3CX uses a web server called Abyss, and some of the functionality is a little hidden at first. And so what I've done is I've gone in and we've revealed this so that you can control strictly which users and which groups you have and are able to get to which pages. So Patent's really trying to give you as many features as we can here and keeping things as simple as possible. So I think that's everything I want to go over here directly. You can see that this is all window-based on here, so that we're able to, have multiple windows open at the same time, and you can do that control. Tyler, if you want to take it back and continue on with the presentation. Like I said, if anyone has any further questions, feel free to ping me or Tyler, and we'll make sure that we show you exactly what you're looking for.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up here. I did mention before, but I'll just reiterate, as far as availability goes, everybody who ordered one of those early sales units, those are fully booked already, so we don't have any more available, but those will go out immediately after full release, August 13th. So you can expect those second or third week of August. Then all other orders will be expected to ship by the end of August. So if you can get those in now, you can go ahead and get your units by the end of August. So now we'll jump into a Q&A. I don't have any questions in right now, so I'll give you guys a second to ask any if you have any. Just to cover a few other items, the appliance is on our website, so if you go to our SmartNode home page, you actually find it as its own section. Let's see here. So it will not be on our gateway page. You'll actually find it right here under appliances. So you go there and you can go right to the data sheet. You can, just like any other product, get your data sheet under related info. This button will actually eventually lead to other appliances that we expect to release, which leads me to our plans ahead with this product. We obviously understand that you're probably expecting a gateway built in. That's on our roadmap for the end of the year. So that with the release of the SNBX, which integrates perfectly with our SmartNode gateways, we're going to go ahead and integrate one of our gateways into the unit. So we should be able to give you details on the exact configurations that we'll offer, the ports and interfaces that we'll be able to offer here shortly. So let's get to the Q&A. When will it be available in India and cost here? You're going to have to follow up with, I guess, Bert Patton, or just sales@patton.com, and Bert will follow up with you from there. He's actually on this webinar, so he'll hear this and probably follow up with me. But they'll have to follow up with you. ETA on integrated SNBX device. Thanks, Eric. That's expected at the end of the year. We're kicking off that project right now with the release of the SNBX. And again, the interfaces that we'll offer, we'll be able to give you details on that shortly as we kick off the project.
So someone asked if telephony port integration is on the roadmap. Thank you, Michelle, for asking that. Yeah, yes, that was what Tyler was briefly speaking about as an integrated SNBX device. So our next step here in the process is a design that will have gateway functionality built in. This is really only the first step of what we hope to bring you here at Patton. And from Mohammed, I have, can the product only support 64 calls? Yes, that is a hardware limitation. When you go above that, the processor stops being able to accept all the invites. As of right now, it can do about 20 calls per second. And if you're not doing transcoding, you can go above 64 without much issue. But really, when you get above that, you're going to want more of a Xeon core to be able to handle everything and still get your CDRs reported correctly, still get your call reporting, still be able to accept new invites. Any other questions, guys?
The question is, the maximum license for 3.6 is 64 calls. No, I think they go up over 1,000.
They go over 1,000.
But he's probably asking what the maximum license is for the SNBX, and that would be 64 calls. I think anything above that would be pushing it, correct? Yeah. open to host other IPPBX platforms? Thanks, Michelle. Yes, this is completely open. We do have the ability to just ship this without Windows 7, without 3CX. That's just who we wanted to initiate this product with. It's one of our closest partners, and just to create a plug-and-play device is why we went with 3CX and Windows 7. But we do have the ability to just ship it with just hardware only, without software built in or loaded on. All right, well, looks like we'll go ahead and conclude this today. If you do have any questions, again, just email us and we can follow up with you later today. We will have several webinars the next couple months. You'll be getting details from me as well as the recording for this webinar. We've got a Trinity operating system release coming up, so I think that'll be next month's webinar. We also have our ESM WAN interface coming out, so we'll have a webinar on that, and then we'll do another webinar on selling our VoIP routers. As you know, I said before, gateways aren't going anywhere, but we really are starting to focus on that routing functionality using our SmartNode as an edge device. So thanks again for joining us. We're looking forward to joining up with you guys next month. So if you do have any questions, just shoot us an email. Thanks, guys.